Once upon a time, there was a boy named Ethan who lived in a small village surrounded by mountains. He was known for his quiet nature and a heart full of dreams. From a very young age, he would sit by the window of his small cottage staring at the vast sky and imagining himself reaching heights he had never seen before. He dreamed of becoming a great scientist, not just any scientist, but one who could change the world with his inventions. The people of the village often laughed at his dreams. They saw his ambitions as nothing more than fantasies from a poor boy who would never have the means to achieve anything. They called him foolish and naive, but Ethan never let their words deter him. He knew deep down that greatness was not defined by the place you were born or the circumstances you were given. It was defined by the strength of your will and the fire in your heart. Every day, he woke up before the sun rose and spent hours in his small workshop, making things out of scraps of metal, wood, and anything he could find. He didn't have the fancy tools or equipment that most scientists had, but he had something even more valuable, a relentless passion to learn and grow. His first invention was his potential, his first step towards the greatness he dreamed of. But when he showed it to the people in the village, they mocked him even more. They laughed at how simple and crude it was. But Ethan didn't care. He saw something they didn't see. He saw the future in that windmill, the possibility of harnessing the power of the wind to make life better for everyone. Every invention he made after that was met with the same ridicule, but he never stopped. He kept improving and learning no matter how hard it got or how many times he failed. He never gave up. He made machines to help the villagers farm more efficiently. He built devices to help with the irrigation of their crops, but still the villagers didn't see the value of his work. They saw him as nothing more than a boy playing with toys. But Ethan kept going because he knew he was meant for something bigger. One day, a terrible drought struck the village. The crops began to wither, and the people were desperate. They tried everything they could to save their land, but nothing seemed to work. The villagers were on the brink of losing everything. It was during this time that Ethan's work would finally prove its worth. He had spent years working on a machine that could gather and store water from the air. He called it the water condenser. It wasn't perfect, but it was his solution to the problem. The villagers laughed at him once again when he told them his idea, but he didn't back down. He worked tirelessly day and night to build it, and when the machine was finally ready, he placed it in the middle of the village and turned it on slowly. At first there was nothing, but then the machine began to hum softly, and with a sound of life, a small stream of water began to trickle out of the machine. The villagers watched in awe as the stream grew stronger and stronger, and soon the once dry earth began to feel the touch of water. Once more Ethan had done it. He had saved the village. The villagers who had once mocked him now saw him in a different light. They realized that his dreams were not so foolish after all. They realized that it wasn't his age or where he came from that made him special. It was his unwavering belief in himself and his refusal to give up. Ethan had proven that greatness comes not from the recognition of others, but from the courage to keep going even when no one else believes in you. As time passed, Ethan's invention revolutionized the way the village worked and lived. His water condenser became a symbol of innovation and perseverance, and Ethan became a hero not because of the praise he received, but because he never gave up, no matter how many times he was told no, no matter how many times he failed, no matter how many times the world seemed to turn its back on him. He stood firm in his belief that his dreams were worth fighting for. Years later, Ethan was no longer the quiet boy in the village. He was the man who had changed it. He had built a life not just for himself, but for the generations that would follow. And as he looked out over the village he once dreamed of leaving, he knew that the most important lesson he had learned in his life was that success is not about how fast you get there or how many people believe in you. It's about never giving up, even when it seems impossible, even when the road is long and hard. The true measure of success is in the perseverance, the strength to keep going no matter what. And so, as the sun set